Welcome to this presentation of UPSL Soccer Action, live on YouTube and presented by the Atlantic Soccer Media Group.
Welcome to beautiful Tara Stadium. We have a match with playoff implications on the line. It's Atlanta Rovers, it's Club the Strongest, and it's next.
People who come to cricket, stay with cricket.
I started my own app company, and with Cricket, I'm able to answer calls from my engineers and investors and know my signal's going to be great.
Cricket has allowed me to stay connected and really just enjoy a little bit more of that travel lifestyle.
The reliability that I've had with Cricket, for me personally, is unmatched, and that's why I stick with them.
From affordable service to the latest 5G phones, Cricket has something for everyone. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Hello everyone and welcome to beautiful Tara Stadium here in Riverdale, Georgia. My name is Larry Weaver. Alongside is Andre Beaumard. Andre, we have the last match of Week 9, Rovers versus Los Tigres, and this Week 9 has been anything short of massive result after massive result.
Atlanta Rovers right now trying to hang on to a playoff spot. Club the Strongest trying to get in there. Club the Strongest with a must-win today to have any chance of getting to one of those last spots for the playoffs, for the divisional playoffs.
And as they do the walkout, we're going to have the presentation of the national anthem in just a moment on this beautiful Memorial Day weekend. We'll take a look at the table really quick. You can see after the results of this weekend, Dalton United with that 2-2 tie with Atlanta United is sitting at the top of the table. It is all theirs for the taking. The newcomers to the Premier Division. Who would have thought at the end of this league we could see Dalton United take away a regular season title?
Yeah, we broadcast that game with Dalton United and Atlanta United Academy, and what an ending to that match. Atlanta United looked like they had gone against all the odds, going to man down in the first half, going ahead in the second half, and late in stoppage time, within the 7th minute of stoppage time at the end of the game, David Valenciano stepped up to convert a free kick to give them the draw and a critical point, which keeps them in first place.
They're getting ready to do the ceremony, and we will step out for just a moment, and we'll have the kickoff here at Tara Stadium. And we are back here at beautiful Tara Stadium. Atlanta Rovers FC, Los Tigres Club, the strongest, getting ready to get underway. Again, Larry Weaver here alongside Andre Bomar. And Andre, let's look at the scores from this weekend. The most amazing result so far, Vino Tinto Atlanta 3, LGSA 2. Currently, LGSA in the relegation spot.
Yeah, this is a very strange league table to be considered after seeing these results, because LGSA at the beginning of the season was one of my picks to be challenging for the division title. This is a team that represented the Georgia Conference last season in the national playoffs, and here they are one game from being demoted down to Division One.
Amazing result. Like we said, Dalton United with a last-second goal for a 2-2 draw with Atlanta United Academy. Kalanji Pro Profile, North Georgia United, we brought you that match. At half, it was 3-0 North Georgia United. Kalanji just run away with it in the second half. Junior Sandoval with 4 goals, and 7-3 is the result. FC Birmingham with a simple win over Legends FC 3-1. They're going to find themselves in the playoffs again this season. And they look like they had a little bit of a stumble at the beginning of the season, but they really, really look like they're on form, even though they are now without their starter captain. Ryan Hepp went down with an injury last week. Hope he's well, getting better. He's probably going to be out for a while. We're underway here at Tara Stadium. Club the Strongest get us underway. They are in their whites and blacks. The Rovers in brand new blue kits caught us a little off guard. Strongest are going to be moving from left to right. Rovers from right to left. Just about 79 degrees. Beautiful day.
Yeah, Larry, I think, Rovers is another surprise for me. Again, another team I had picked to be challenging for the division title. Right now, they're fighting to stay in the playoff spot, so this is a critical game for them as well.
And like we said, this is week 9 of the Premier Division. 1 week to go. Kalanji Pro Profile, they have 2 matches that they have to make up during the week. Tuesday, they're taking on the Rovers at Shiloh Stadium. They will go away on Thursday to Legends And then we will have Saturday, award-winning Saturday.
Yeah.
Can Dalton United take the title, or can Atlanta United pull something out of their hat and pull that away?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. The trophy is actually on its way to Atlanta now. The only question is, where will it end up after Week 10? It's right down to the wire, both with the division title, with the playoff spots, as well as the relegation battle. It's also survival weekend, along with title weekend.
Yes. Strongest looking to attack early. Alex trying to work down that right corner.
Yeah, Larry, what do you think as far as the setup of both of these teams? How should they be approaching this game? Club the Strongest obviously is in the position where they need to get something out of this game more so than Atlanta Rovers.
Yeah, as we go into this match, Atlanta Rovers only need a draw or a win, both of them. If they get a win or a draw, that locks the Strongest out of the playoffs yet again. The Strongest need 2 good wins in a row. Here's the Strongest on a shot, and it's in the back of the net.
Wow.
Goal for Strongest early in the match.
What a start for Club the Strongest. Went down that left side. You didn't know that there was anything on with the defenders coming back into their position, but boy, he slots it in. What a great start for Club the Strongest.
We'll take a look at that one more time. Mauricio with a lovely little flick forward. All the way forward, straight through back of the net. Nothing the keeper could do. Goal.
How does that change the complexion of this game now? This is exactly what Club the Strongest needed. They need to win this game. Rovers, they still are going to be in pretty good shape because the points favor them very well, but there's still another week to go, and anything can happen after that. So they can make themselves safe, Atlanta Rovers, if they can get a result here. But if they lose, then it's all down to the last day.
Los Tigres, they had to attack. That's going to be called offside.
Yeah, he's called. The flag is up.
That was a good call by the AR. Yeah, Los Tigres going into this match, you know, when we looked at the table, we'll bring up the table while they're working out that. You can see here that Los Tigres, they're on the outside looking in. They're 4 points behind the Rovers. They need a result. The problem is the Rovers have that other game in hand that they've got to make up Tuesday with Kalanji.
So many unknowns because Kalanji, I mean, we've seen in the past 2 weeks very strange things happening with Kalanji against Atlanta United first and then against North Georgia, where lots of goals going in both directions. And so it's unknown. How will that impact that game with Rovers? Are they going to show up and really provide Rovers a competitive advantage, or will they lie down? You know, it's hard to tell at this point. And a lot depends on who shows up to play for Kalanji. Oh, here's a shot. Oh.
And what we've seen, the matches that we've covered for Kalanji these last few matches, they've been almost a Jekyll and Hyde squad, where like what we saw them with Atlanta United, where they were just bullied off the pitch. They lost that match 6-1. And then yesterday, I mean, when John and I were covering that match, they were just being outclassed that first half, and then some injuries and some bad luck for North Georgia United, and then 7 in the back of the net, and Bob's your uncle. Kalanji runs away with it.
Yeah, and you know, and it can be deceptive though when you look at the circumstances of that game. Look out! Here we go. The
bit
challenge.
of a mistake there. Here's an opportunity. Shot taken, and it's in the back of the net.
Wow.
Another mistake by Atlanta Rovers, and it leads to a Los Tigres goal.
Can you believe it? I've still not settled from the first goal, and here, goalkeeper coming out, don't know what's on his mind.
Yeah, we'll take a look at this on the replay. You see here, 21, the captain tries to get it back to number 2. Mistake. Keeper comes all the way out. Nothing he can do, and it's just an easy slot into the back of the net for a goal for Los Tigres.
Wow. Words fail me. Words fail me. You know, that is one of those ones where what's going through the mind of the keeper? What's going through the mind of the defender? There didn't seem to be any communication between the defender and the goalkeeper.
Yeah, the captain, Max Clare, number 21, was sending it back to number 2, and it was a little bit strong. You know, it was a little bit of a crisp pass, and he just didn't get his body on it. It comes free, and the Los Tigres, they took it.
Yeah, I mean, the game isn't even settled, and already Rovers down 2-0. Club the Strongest take advantage of those mistakes, but wow.
We're 7 minutes into the match, and it is 2-1 Los Tigres over Atlanta Rovers FC.
Well, I guess, you know, from the Rovers' point of view, you got to look at them and say, well, okay, the game has just barely started. We're not settled. We're not in sync at all. Let's first get that done, and then we get back into the game. You know, they have a lot of firepower, and there's a lot of time, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. But wow. You know, I was talking about that Kalanji game. You know, they won 7-3, but the circumstances were that North Georgia's goalkeeper, look at this.
Another opportunity, and he wasted that opportunity.
Yeah, didn't get that on frame. But again, it's got to be worrying to see them so easily get through to attack like that.
That was number 9, Alex. I think that they may have – did they call that offsides?
It looks like.
Because we see the center ref. Or that could be just a change of the ball. It could be an issue with inflation.
Yeah,
as we all understand what inflation is.
Especially now these days. But yeah, so I'm not sure what team we're going to see with Kalanji. North Georgia did them a big favor. And here's
an opportunity for the Rovers trying to get past. The defender, number 4, Hearn, kind of coughed that ball up right into the middle of the box. It gave an opportunity for the Rovers to take a shot. Number 23, Bacher, he took the shot. Luckily, the defender was just there to get enough of a body on it to clear it.
Are we going to see defense today, or is it all going to be like this?
Well, I would expect – it's exactly what I was going to say when we were talking about – oh, look at that, and it's –
oh, over the top.
Over the top.
Over the bar.
If that could have found a way into the back of the net, wow.
Yeah, it was a deflection that really threw the keeper off there.
And it's a corner.
But it was just inches away from just dropping in below the bar, but it went over. Looked a little deceptive because it landed on the netting behind the goal. But
Number
here we
31, and it's a short corner taken. All the way back to number 3, sending it into the box. Grabbed by the keeper. Getting them back underway. Los Tigres, long ball switch. That ball just holds into that wind that's out there. We got a wind that's about 10 to 13 miles an hour. Just stays onside. Is Alex into the back of the net. Goal.
What is going on with Rovers in the defensive end here? This is what we've been seeing in this week 9, all over the place.
We'll take a look at this replay. Was he onside or not?
I think he was just onside.
Let's see.
There's the release. He's on.
He's just on. Just barely. And he slots it right into the back of the net for the goal. 3-0.
Larry, I'm not even settled. I don't know what to think because I thought at this stage of the game they would still be testing each other out.
Because I was going to say, we were just talking about it. We were talking about what's going to be the setup for the match. I was expecting both teams to press because Los Tigres need this win, and Atlanta Rovers, they wanted to come away with a draw or a win to lock Los Tigres out of the playoffs. And oh my, was I completely wrong with how fast this match has gone.
Yeah, and now that I see, we got 3-0 at this stage of the game, you start to think about, well, you know, another factor is goal difference. I don't remember the difference here because it was more the points that I was thinking about this time. But now with these goals going in the way they are.
Yeah, as of right now, Los Tigres went into this match with a -5 goal differential. As it stands right now, they're sitting at a -2. And one of the things, you can't really fault the Atlanta Rovers keeper, number 99, Cameron.
No.
He is a solid goalkeeper. He came from Potros FC. He's one of the most dependable keepers that's here in the Premier Division.
Well, I mean, you know, there's obviously an issue with the defense for Rovers right now. They're not in sync. They're not communicating. You know, despite what you said about the keeper, you know, his quality is there. But again, that second goal that went in was a little bizarre.
Here's a mistake by the defense of Strongest, but that shot taken by number 10, very weak. Jimmy Noel, he took the shot. Number 31, Ben, able to get down low, just easily clear it, but it's going to be cleared out, I believe. Is this going to be a throw or is this going to be a corner?
It's a throw.
Okay. Thrown into the box. Mauricio gives it up to Ramirez, and Ramirez wins the foul. Always one of my most favorite players, number 19, Steve Ramirez from Los Tigres. Player that's been around the Georgia area. Played for Gwinnett Soccer Academy, played for Atlanta Fire.
I tell you what, it's amazing too. But I tell you what, even at 3-0, with what we've seen in the past 2 weeks, nothing is certain. and Rovers have gotten forward and threatened, just not finished.
Here's an opportunity. Los Tigres, they are just fighting for every ball that's on the line. They are just bringing it to the Rovers. Ramirez slots it, tried to one-time it in and not able to do so. Good ball forward for the Rovers. And Bimio, and it's in. Goal for Atlanta Rovers, back in. Mbomio with a fantastic goal. Let's take a look at this one, Dre. We see here, great ball forward. Gets past two defenders.
Nice
and
work.
Able to slot it past the keeper.
Great finish as well.
What a finish. It's
outran
now
the defender.
3-1.
Again, so much is happening, Larry. I can't even finish sentences. You know, like I said before, 3-0 doesn't really tell you that this game is over at all, because even before that goal, Rovers have been getting forward. They just haven't been able to finish, but that was a finish as 3-1.
Rovers not willing to go into the dark. They're getting back into this. They were kind of stunned those first 8-9 minutes.
Anything can happen at this point. It doesn't seem like either one of the teams is really organized in the defensive third of their field.
Here's another long ball, but just not able to get it to Mbomio.
They're threatening with that long ball.
And you know how we feel about the long ball. It's one of those things that if you continue to do it, you're giving, here's another opportunity.
A nice slide in.
If you continue to do that long ball, you're just showing your opponent what your weakness is, and all they have to do is double team and triple team, and it's an easy elimination of an attack. Nice work by Mauricio Cross to get that ball around two defenders. What a ball through! And it's in the back of the net. What a goal by the strongest. Los Tigres, that is a team goal and a half, Dre.
I cannot believe what I'm seeing here.
Watch this on the screen, everybody. Mauricio with a fantastic ball forward, an absolute run all by himself. Bounces back to number 9, Alex, who puts it in the back of the net, and it is a goal for Los Tigres. 4-1. They
Man.
come right back after that goal and just put it right back on them.
I'm watching that replay, Larry, and I have to ask the question, what are the Rovers defenders doing? No one's marking up. They're all ball watching.
Because that ball that Mauricio sent across the pass was an absolute dime. No defenders whatsoever.
Because the deflector fell to the strongest player with no one within 10 yards of him.
That ball got over to number 22, Niles. He takes the shot. It's deflected by the keeper and easily tapped in for the goal from number 9, Alex.
I'm starting to lose track. It is 4-1 now.
This is just amazing. You know, we know so much about number 15, Mauricio Cross. Coming from Seas United, he was their captain. He was their catalyst. He's come into the strongest team. It took him a while to gain where he belonged in this system. But today, so far, some of the passes that he has done have been just unbelievable.
They're just ripping them apart back there. And he has that experience where he can pick them out. But, you know, Rovers isn't doing themselves any favors by not closing down and marking. There's a lot of standing around, even on the break. It's like they're running without purpose. And look at the way the strongest are fighting for the ball here.
And
they're up 4-1, and it's like they're behind the way they're playing.
A lot of communication on the Los Tigres side, not so much on the Rovers. They're kind of just shell-shocked at the moment. Moving the ball up is number 25,
I'm a bit shell-shocked myself.
Ball moved forward into the midfield, trying to get the ball over the top, unable to do so, easily corralled by the keeper for Los Tigres. He'll go ahead and delay the pickup as long as he can. Burn off a few more seconds. We're only in the 19th minute, and it's 4-1. Los Tigres, Club the Strongest, over Atlanta Rovers FC.
There's no scenario before this game that would have led me to believe that this game would start this way. You know, usually Rovers are very disciplined. Oh, here's
another opportunity for Los Tigres, slotting the ball across. Just not able to get there. Number 22, Niles. That was a beautiful pass. Here's an opportunity. Counter by Rovers.
Look at that speed.
Moving down that right side, trying to get it into Mbamio, and he's able to, and it's in the back of the net for Mbamio's second. 4-2.
Larry, I don't know what to say.
Look at this on the replay, everybody. Quick counter down the right-hand side. Mbamio trying to get between three defenders. Somehow
nice
it gets
touch.
between the two, and it's in the back of the net, and now it's 4-2.
Right between the two center backs.
Right between them, like it was nothing.
Like it's nothing. First timed it right into the back of the net. But again, the approach play is what made that goal possible. That speed down that right side. Club the Strongest had nothing for that. They didn't mark up in the middle. They didn't try to cut off the cross or the pass coming through. And boom, just like that, it's 4-2. Nothing. There is no. This game is anybody's right now because nobody's playing defense.
Not only that, everyone is running at full pace right now.
Neither defense is organized. They're just running in different directions.
Strongest get us back underway. Cut off by the Rovers. Rovers trying to defend with massive numbers. There's going to be offsides.
Yeah, flags up.
Ramirez caught offside.
I mean, possibly this game could settle down. But right now, I think the coaches are going to have to get involved and get their guys organized. Both sides. No problem with the attack on either side.
It's everybody brought their shooting boots today.
I mean, we've seen some very bizarre things in the past 2 weeks with it. Atlanta United and Kalanji, and then yesterday, Kalanji and North Georgia. Just unexplainable periods of the game where just goals went in one after another quickly. It's not the usual in this conference.
And some of those goals that we watched yesterday from Junior Sandoval, he was putting on a clinic when it came to free kicks. Here's a ball, trying to get it into the box, cleared away by Los Tigres.
Oh, yeah, Sandoval yesterday, he must have been chomping at the bit when he saw the condition of the referee and the fact that North Georgia, for some unknown reason, did not try to fix that situation.
Yeah, once the keeper went down, he just was blood in the water.
Yeah, I mean, Sandoval's a consummate professional. You know, he's seen it all, and he realized what it was, and he started taking it. His shots were just from all over the place, along with those 2 free kicks. But this is a different sort of scenario here. What we're seeing here is some undisciplined defense on both sides, very clinical finishing on both attacking sides, which tells you that there's probably a lot more of that to come in the rest of this game. And that's going to be offside.
An offside there. Got to be careful, Cameron, going in there with both feet.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
That was a risky challenge by the keeper. Even though it was offsides, you know, you can still get a card for aggressive challenges.
Well, it's the second time I've seen him do something like that. The first time was that second goal from Club the Strongest when he came out feet first. It's like his technique for now. Maybe he feels a little unsteady because of what's happening in front of him. He feels he has to come out and challenge the way he's been doing, but he shouldn't have to do that if his back line is doing its job. Club the Strongest again in that attacking posture, getting through.
Just able to get a foot on it is the defense for the
white
Rovers.
Shirts. 4 white shirts right there in the box. And here come the Rovers.
Bomio getting it, but it goes out, and it's going to be a throw. Again, we thank you for joining us this Memorial Day weekend. Larry Weaver here alongside Andre Bomar. Tara Stadium is the venue. Atlanta Rovers FC hosting Club the Strongest, Los Tigres, here in the UPSL Georgia Premier Division.
Oh.
This is week 9 of 10 for this spring season.
Business end of the season. And for those watching on YouTube, please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps with our coverage and helps widen our coverage and give you a little bit better quality.
And here, one more week of the regular season, and then we will move on to the playoffs. The winner of the playoffs for Georgia will then move on to the national tournament. Who is going to lift the national trophy this spring season? Will it be a UPSL Georgia team?
Oh, off the American crossbar.
So far, the closest that the UPSL Georgia has gotten, Kalanji Pro Profile, spring of last year, 3rd place in the national tournament.
We got some very high quality teams vying for that position.
Dalton United has just impressed everybody and then some here in the Premier Division as they came in from Division 1, their inaugural season last fall. They scored 63 goals in their inaugural season.
Yeah, they arguably could have challenged last year if they were in the Premier.
But you look at it this season, they've only you know, they've only put together about 32 goals. You know, that's nothing.
Kind of a drop-off, huh, you're
Yeah.
saying? Is that what you're saying?
But it's what John and I were talking about is when you move up into this Premier Division, the competition in this Premier Division is so wide, and it's one of those things that you cannot sleep on any team. Any team can beat you on a given week.
Well, and that's what makes Dalton United's progress in the Premier so amazing. But here's a free kick.
Easily pushed away by Los Tigres defense. But another ball sent forward, try to get to the captain, number 21, Claire, and just able to push him off is number 4, Hearn, to in a goal kick for Los Tigres. Have to say the one team that's definitely learning how strong the Premier Division is our newcomers, our inaugural season, Legends FC out of LaGrange, Georgia. They have definitely had some tough matches so far in this inaugural season. But similar to what FC Birmingham dealt with their first season, you learn what you need to do. And second season, you have an opportunity to repackage your team, get a little bit stronger, see if they can find their way into the playoffs maybe in the fall.
Yeah, they want to set the foundation right now. Oh, here we go. Another break from Club the Strongest. He's
able to get around the defender, and it's in the back of the net for Alex. What a sensational goal from Los Tigres.
It's like every opportunity that they have to go forward is an opportunity to score.
Look at this. This ball forward to Alex. He just goes around the defender and into the back of the net.
Nothing the keeper can do.
He hand fights off the defender. And it is 5-2.
I mean, it's almost comical.
A little bit of a foul between the little, you know, maybe you could have got away with a little bit of a tug, whatnot.
I don't know. I mean, it's whether or not it's a foul is debatable, but
there was a foul on both sides. There was a pull on both.
It was very much 50-50. It would be hard to call that at that moment. But I like I say, I've said this more than once. I'm at a loss for words.
29 minutes. And it is 5-2, Los Tigres. You heard that right, 5-2, Los Tigres over Atlanta Rovers FC. Wonderful shot taken by Rovers, but it hits the American football post and it goes out for a goal kick.
Yeah, they're loving hitting that. It's the American goal post challenge right now.
What a match we have seen so far. I have to say, I have to believe that the Rovers are shell-shocked. They didn't expect this at all.
Well, I tell you what, Larry, they better get it together because it's not just the win or loss for today, but it's also that goal difference they need to be worried about now.
Yeah, because like we were saying, when we were coming into this match, Los Tigres had a -5 goal differential. Of course, right now it's sitting at a -2.
You know, that can become a very critical thing depending on results for next week. Well, this result as well, if Club the Strongest goes on to win, which looks like they will most likely do. I say that cautiously because we saw a team score 7 goals in the game in one half yesterday. So never say never, I guess.
That was just – and that match was very similar to this where John and I were absolutely speechless at times. Again, Los Tigres on the attack. turns, shoots,
Oh.
just pulls it wide.
A whisker
Again,
away.
we look at this one, Dre.
That was just
Another
finishing that wasn't
attack
there.
we see here. Los Tigres, they move down the left flank.
Gosh, he's got so much room.
It slots into a little behind Alex, but he's able to gain possession, turn, and shoot in one motion.
So tell me, Larry, I mean, with that cross that came in behind, the attacker turned and met the ball. The defender delayed. Why?
Yeah, that.
There were enough blue shirts back to mark up and get into the spaces, but neither one of those things was done.
This has been you're just not quite sure what's going on.
Yeah, I saw Ayub, the owner, the general manager for.
And that was a solid shot
Yeah,
into the
he's-
body there on, I believe that was number 4, Hearn, that took that shot. And he
Yeah.
stayed down. Yeah, he's down.
Ref is waiting to see how serious it might be. So, depending on what happens, he might not have to come off if he's going to be able to shake that off.
Yeah, that's more of a equipment check there.
Yeah. But I saw, while we have this break, General Manager Ayub Alawi from Atlanta Rovers, who was in the press box, has gone down to the sideline. And I'm sure he has some words for his coaching staff and the players down there about what's going on. This is uncharacteristic for Atlanta Rovers. This is a team that arguably should be, doing a little bit better than they are right now, challenging for the division title. They have the talent. They have the, experience. But for some reason, they have really fallen short so far. And today's game, 9th game of the season, and you're
this
not
is
tight.
And this is a team that came into the season winning the Regional Cup. They won the Regional Cup in the fall as well.
Back to back,
We
yeah.
saw them, and we expected them to be the league leaders.
It's been a bizarre season because I had both Rovers and LGSA challenging up there with Atlanta United Academy, and neither one really have done the job. And I can't for the life of me understand what has happened. It's virtually the same personnel, and they have the experience. Like you say, they've won the Regional Cup back-to-back, done well in the playoffs. And it's still so early in the game. I mean, we're midway through a little bit more than midway through the first half, which means there's still a lot of football to play. But that score line is ridiculous.
Yeah, this is just one for the ages, folks.
Yeah, we seem to be saying that pretty much every week now. Okay, let's see now. Club the Strongest. Again, finding the open man with plenty of space around him.
Able to get it back to the keeper. Cameron sends it back up to the defender. Augusto trying to get it forward to Noel. Jimmy loses possession. Oh, here's a mistake by the defender, and it slots through, and it's in the back of the net. Number 9, Alex is absolutely on a tear. This defense is completely all 6s and 7s.
Larry, they don't have an answer for
Look
the attack.
at this one, folks.
Look at that marking.
It just goes right through. The defense doesn't even know what's going on. The keeper takes out the captain, trying to get to the ball. They're just having a stroll out there.
When he made that turn, as the ball came through, the defender was running away from him.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure again, I don't know. I don't know what's going through their heads right now. Maybe it's like what you said before. It is such a shell shock situation that they're frozen mentally. How do you get 6 goals in one?
What an unbelievable. We did not expect to see this coming into this match. We expected it to be a good challenge, but we did not expect to see Los Tigres with such a convincing lead right now in this match.
This is a home game for Atlanta Rovers going through this. But you wouldn't know
Mauricio
it.
went down, a little bit of a collision there as that ball was getting thrown in. I think he's okay. It's just, I think he might have taken a little bit of a bump to the face. You really can't see it from the positioning. You can see here, well, just a little bit, but he gets up and runs off.
Yeah, he's good.
That's one thing about Mauricio. He is
a tough hombre.
General, and he is a hard-working soldier out there because, you know, we saw him on many occasions when he was playing for Seas United, where he will take shot after shot and he'll continue to fight.
He's had to come off the pitch here because they had
due
to
to
stop
injury, because
play
one of the
for him.
players, one of the staff came to check on him, so you do have to come off for a moment, and the center will call him back on as it plays, and now he's allowed to come back on. Rovers trying to work. They continually are trying to work this right-hand side.
They're finding some success down that side.
Get it up to Jimmy Noel.
Oh, nice.
He's able to stop, but he's not able to get the pass off. And it's
this is where it gets
nicked
dangerous.
by Los Tigres, and now they're on the attack. Mauricio trying to move down that right-hand side.
Acres
They
of
elect to
space.
go to the left. And it's Niles. He's trying to get the ball out from underneath his feet, and he ends up deflecting it off of the defender and back into his own self.
He's a little bit shaken up from that too, but he's up now.
It's one of those rare cases where you end up hurting yourself on your shot.
Wow.
And here again, Alex
Behind
on the
him.
run. He tries to slot it over to Ramirez, and he's not able to do so. But Mauricio with the ball. Let's see what he can do on this left-hand side. Great little
good
stab
defense.
in there by the defense of Rovers to win possession. Jimmy Noel trying to get the ball up to Mbamio, number 11. Cleared out. A little bit of a slap on the back, on the head there between the two players. Nothing intentional, nothing aggressive. Just hand fighting for position.
Yeah, that's nothing. If they can get it to Mbamio, I think he could make a difference down that right side. He's got the speed, and I don't think the defenders can deal with him.
He's gotten the 2 goals so far.
Yep.
He was able to make it through those 2 defenders for that second goal. He's got it. It's just a matter of
the connecting. They need to feed him. If they can get it to him, I think he can make, somewhat of a difference here.
I believe
wow.
I believe that was the captain Sandoval, Sebastian, that went down with that little bit of hand fighting. Mistake there by the defense of Los Tigres. Shot taken by number 19 and stumbling and fumbling, but he's able to gain possession is number 31, Ben.
Yeah, it looked like he might have rushed that shot a little bit. He had a little bit more time than I think he realized.
Aguero Duran with the
Another
shot.
bad pass, hospital pass. Wow.
The Rovers are having opportunities. They're just not capitalizing.
This does not look like a premier
Foul
division
committed
game.
there.
The entire bench for Atlanta Rovers is up and warming up.
Yeah, we could see some wholesale changes from the Rovers here at the second half. I could see the majority of this back line getting switched out because especially this left side of the defense for the Rovers is just getting picked apart. Mauricio slotting it over. Oh, just an absolute mistake there between number 10, Fidel, and number 22, Niles. We're not on the same page, and it's going to be a throw for the Rovers.
Yeah, I think Niles acknowledged that he was expected to track back to get that, but went in the wrong direction.
Trying to get the ball forward was the captain of the Rovers, but controlled into possession is the strongest. We are in the 42nd minute. We're getting near halftime. I would say maybe 2 minutes of stoppage with all the goals.
Yeah, that's the only reason we would get stoppage, just to line up and play again after the goals.
We started a bit late today due to the previous match running a little long. So we might have a bit of a short halftime. We'll find out in just a little bit. But we will bring you all the coverage here at Tara Stadium in Riverdale, Georgia. An absolute beauty of a day here.
Yeah,
couldn't
great
ask
facility.
for a better spring match.
Great weather, great facility. Strange football. Got a few people out here. Sort of a holiday weekend. A lot of people doing different activities.
Remember, next weekend is championship weekend. Who is going to lift the regular season trophy? Is it going to be the newcomers, Dalton United? Is it going to be Atlanta United for a second season in a row?
Yeah, it's the competition's on a knife edge. Oh, nice.
Here's a nice ball in. Noel tried to get there, slams into the keeper. I think he might.
Yeah,
He's
called the
thinking
other
about
way.
if he was going to get a plastic. He's just going to get a talk to. Yeah, he
Yeah,
is going to receive the plastic for that. I was expecting to see that. The first yellow of the day comes in the 44th minute for Jimmy Noel, number 10.
I don't know if that's a bit of desperation. He's really clumsily clattering into the goalkeeper there. They're going to have to go in and reset. I think the halftime talk by the coaches is very simple.
Another foul committed there by the Rovers. This time the foul was committed on against number 10, Fidel, for the Los Tigres. He's down, and he is definitely feeling that one.
Yeah, I think he's.
I couldn't see who it was that committed the foul. I think was it number 19 of the Rovers.
Got it in the
may have been
midriff there.
Aguero Duran that did commit that foul. I'm not 100%.
Yeah, he might have to have a little time to get over there. Took a shot to the midriff.
The referee said, "It's fine. I'm still watching the time. Don't worry about it."
Yeah, I think that halftime talk by Rovers is going to be focused squarely on the defense.
Yeah, I would expect the defensive line to get a talking to and then some.
I mean, this is going to be a good one for them to take into the training room during the week.
Sandoval get us back underway. Able to keep the ball in. Got it forward.
Is he going to find him?
Good work for Augusto there. The Los Tigres gain possession, and now they're on the attack yet again. Mauricio on this left side elects to go backwards, but a bit of a mix-up. Gets the ball cleared by the keeper, but the keeper is wide open. He can't get the ball out from underneath of his feet. And Mbamio with it.
There he goes.
He takes a shot, and it's wide. What an opportunity from the Rovers, and they waste it and then some.
Oh, yeah, Mbamio. I mean, I was about to say hat trick when he turned to get around this defender, but that first goal, like you said, he couldn't get his ball from under his feet. to take advantage of that open net.
Had an absolute gem of an opportunity. Number 22, Lopez, receives the ball and can't get it out from underneath of his feet, and just gives enough time for the defense to get back.
Yeah, Club the Strongest in no hurry to get the ball back into play.
Los Tigres just happy to get this into halftime. We're in the 47th minute now.
Tussle.
Foul committed there. Quickly taken by Mauricio.
Open.
He's trying to get it up to Alex, trying to catch him off guard. That time not going to be so lucky. Cameron's able to gain control.
Is there a reason why they're not marking him?
You know,
that
would be a question that I'm sure manager Ayub is going to be asking the squad at halftime. Is there a reason that number 9 is just running absolutely free in that back line?
Yeah. I'm trying to figure it out.
And whatever number 9 Alex had for a pregame meal, remember that and do it again, young man, because
yeah, there should be somebody needs to be in Alex's back pocket at this point. The number 9 player for Los Tigres. But they seem to be standing off of him, and he's just killing them.
Another foul committed by the Rovers. This time they elect to stand over the ball to not allow Los Tigres to take a quick attack.
There's Alex in the middle. No one on him. Now he's got somebody.
He's just sitting between two defenders, just floating.
Waiting for his next break.
Cameron gets us back underway. I would not expect too much more. And exactly that. Halftime has been called by the center official. Halftime here at Tara Stadium. And get ready for this. It is 6-2 Los Tigres over Atlanta Rovers FC. Dre, your thoughts on that half? Wow.
Yeah. Well, where do we begin? Goals started going in before I was even settled to look at this. I was going to talk about these two teams are going to be kind of doing a chess match with each other back and forth and seeing, you know, should they sit back, should they hit on the counterattack? But the goals started going in, and I can't. I mean, it's very clear as to why it's happening. The Rovers defenders are not marking up. They're not closing down the passing lanes. Alex is running ragged back there, and nobody's marking him. And so,
you know,
until they fix that, it's just going to get worse.
Yeah. And as we came into this match, Dalton United, top of the spot, 21 points. Atlanta United Academy just behind them in 20 points. FC Birmingham, the surprise, they stumbled at the beginning of the season, but they figured out their problem. They had a problem going into the season. You know, we talked to Coach Goldfarb, and he said, I really don't have a striker. But you know, in the last few weeks, they must have worked out the problem. They're looking as strong as ever, definitely going to be in the playoffs. Kalanji Pro Profile, always a threat. You always have to remember, 2 games in pocket they've got to make up through this week. One on Tuesday against these Rovers, and then on Thursday at Legends.
Yeah, bizarrely enough, Kalanji Pro Profile mathematically have a chance at the division title. Highly unlikely, because that would mean Dalton and Atlanta United would have to falter something awful.
The team that stumbled down the table quickly last night was North Georgia United with that loss to Kalanji. They fall 2 spots. They go all the way down to 5th position with 13 points. And they're the weird one of the whole top 6 because they have a goal differential of -8. Everybody with a positive.
Yeah, I mean, it's and of course the result yesterday did not help them at all in that. But that's going to be a subject for the podcast, the way that they treated their injury situation, especially with their goalkeeper in the second half. They were on top of that game against Kalanji Pro Profile. Not something that a lot of teams are able to say. And the second half was just open season on the North Georgia, goal mouth. And that's a telling thing for the playoffs too.
Yeah.
You can't play that way in this division.
Well, and you look at like last season, in the fall season, FC Birmingham, they make it into the playoffs. They get their first playoff game as a home match against Vinotinto, and Vinotinto completely stunned them.
Yeah, Vinotinto, and again, that's a team that I'm surprised to see is, struggling the way they are. But that's a team that understood how to win that game, and they were thuggish in a sense, played it rough, played it with their body, and FC Birmingham were not ready for that. And so, one thing led to another, maybe questionable officiating as well in that. But as a team that's playing, you have to account for that and adjust your team.
Yeah, and then we have to talk about that last position, that one that we just are shocked.
Yeah.
LGSA in the relegation spot. That is just amazing. And we look at that's the way we came into this match. If we look at what happens if the strongest pull out the win, that totally change it. Now they're only 1 point behind the Rovers.
Right.
And the Rovers, they got to make up that match against Kalanji. If they stumble in that match too, now Los Tigres have an opportunity at championship weekend.
And that's why I said that about the goal difference. I mean, we look at it now and it looks insurmountable, right? But it's 6-2.
Yeah.
And, depending on what happens with the rest of this game and next week, if Club the Strongest finishes out winning,
yeah,
they can
find their way,
skip right on over into those
and
that
they're
playoff
a club
spot.
that their parent in Bolivia is expecting them to make it to the playoffs.
Yeah,
they're expecting them to be successful in the Premier Division.
Well, the Club the Strongest in Bolivia is the Division I champion, and they expect Club the Strongest in Georgia to also be the division champion. And so they're not happy. They're not happy with the performances and everything. That's pressure on Club the Strongest. And so they're, look how they're playing today. And so that shows that, hey, they have to have those standards raised, and they're actually executing that right now.
Well, that being said, we're going to step away for a few minutes, and we'll be back for the next 45 here at Tara Stadium. Club the Strongest 6, Atlanta Rovers FC 2. We'll be back in just a few, folks.
People who come to cricket stay with cricket.
I started my own app company, and with Cricket, I'm able to answer calls from my engineers and investors and know my signal's going to be great.
Cricket has allowed me to stay connected and really just enjoy a little bit more of that travel lifestyle.
The reliability that I've had with Cricket, for me personally, is unmatched, and that's why I stick with them.
From affordable service to the latest 5G phones, Cricket has something for everyone. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Welcome back to Riverdale, Georgia and Tara Stadium. Los Tigres on top of Atlanta Rovers FC 6-2 here in the 9th week of the Premier Division in UPSL Georgia. Larry Weaver here alongside Andre Bomar. And Andre, let's look at the scores across the league this weekend. The one that just blew us away, Vinotinto with a 3-2 win over LGSA, moving them into the relegation spot. The match that you were able to cover for ASMG, Dalton United with the last-second goal, 2-2 draw with Atlanta United Academy. The match that John and I covered yesterday as well, Kalanji Pro Profile coming back 3-0 down at halftime to win 7-3. And FC Birmingham with a fantastic 3-1 win over Legends FC. This match currently 6-2. And Dre, this is going to be a crazy championship weekend next weekend.
Yeah, there's a mad scramble in 3 different spots in the division table. Of course, we're looking at the division title, which is sort of a 2-horse race right now. There's some other teams with mathematical ability to get there, but really it's going to be down to Dalton United against Atlanta United Academy as to whether or not they can get that final week and those final points.
I mean, when you look at it, you are right. Mathematically, FC Birmingham is close enough that they could pull it off. We look at championship weekend, Vinotinto is taking on the Rovers. Vinotinto need to get at least a point in that match so that they don't fall into the relegation spot if LGSA was able to beat the Legends. North Georgia is taking on Dalton. If that match is a North Georgia win, FC Birmingham is taking on Atlanta United. It would be in their hands. If they were able to beat Atlanta United and Dalton was able to lose to North Georgia, FC Birmingham could lift the trophy for the first time ever. And we remember last season when Atlanta United played FC Birmingham at the Atlanta United training ground, they bullied FC Birmingham off that pitch.
Right, and I think that Coach Goldfarb right now has them running like a fine machine, because you see how Birmingham have come up since the beginning of the season when they had the early struggles. They have rolled on now to hit that 3rd spot within reach. And like you say, that's going to be the game of the week next week, Atlanta United with visiting FC Birmingham, because that can make a huge difference depending on what Dalton does in their match.
Yeah, that Northeast derby, North Georgia United versus Dalton United, that is going to be just fireworks up there in Riverbend Park. We'll be able to cover that match, and that
we'll be there.
It's going to be interesting to see, will Dalton be able to lift the trophy? Will Atlanta United pull off a win and Dalton stumbles and they lift the trophy? They were able to lift the trophy for the first time in the fall. Could they do it back to back?
It's well within it. They control it, and so it's up to them whether they can do that. But there's legitimate spots for both of them.
And could FC Birmingham be the spoilers? Could they somehow figure out how to make it?
Because if Dalton loses, however likely that might be against North Georgia, FC Birmingham could get there.
And remember, you want to be in the 1st or 2nd spot because that means you get a bye in the 1st round. Number 3 will take on number 6. Number 4 will take on number 5 in the 1st round.
Yeah, so outside of whoever makes the playoffs is all about positioning. Because that strategy could make a difference to whether or not you can make it breakthrough and represent the conference in the Nationals.
And number 3 and number 4, they'll get the home field advantage. Whoever makes it in those 5th and 6th spots will have to travel.
And that's going to be an important part, because this season, unlike last season where we had neutral grounds for the semifinals and finals, the high seed gets the home field advantage throughout the playoffs in the division level.
So could we see a match where Atlanta United or a Kalanji or whoever has to travel to Dalton?
Yes.
To Dalton Stadium to have the final. Who knows? We'll find out in just a couple weeks. And then, like you said, the winner of the playoffs will move on into the Nationals. Last season, it was LGSA who pulled off a victory in that absolute deluge rainstorm over Atlanta Rovers in the playoff finals, where technically LGSA never scored a goal. They won 2-1, but both of the goals were own goals by Atlanta Rovers. So Atlanta Rovers ended up scoring 3 goals in that match and ended up losing. And then, of course, LGSA got beat by Beeman United in that first round of the national playoffs in the fall. But like we said just a little bit ago, the last time that Kalanji Pro Profile was in the Premier Division, they made it all the way to the national finals, or to the national Final Four, and they ended up in 3rd place.
Yeah, so it's all to play for. There's something to look forward to as far as the division title, playoff spots, playoff positioning, and the relegation race. It's survival weekend and it's championship weekend, all rolled up into one.
It's exactly what we want. We want that drama in that final week, and definitely we've got it in numbers for this season, this spring season. Just about to get underway here at Tara Stadium. 45 more to go. Can Atlanta Rovers somehow find their way back into this match, or is Los Tigres going to walk away with this victory? We're going to find out, and you're going to come along with us.
Yeah, and getting into the second half, Larry, I think that one thing I'm going to be watching is what will they do with the number 9, Alex, up top for the Club the Strongest. He has been running free the entire game so far. I was talking to their strengthening coach at halftime, and he was adamant that somebody needs to be in his back pocket.
Yeah, because it's been just almost criminal how easily number 9, Alex, for Los Tigres has gotten through that defense for the Rovers. Just about to get underway. Rovers are going to get us back on top. Rovers in their brand new blue kits. They're going to be moving from left to right. Los Tigres in their traditional white tops. Moving from right to left. Our center official just about to get us underway. And there we are for the second half here at Tara Stadium, one of the prettier stadiums that we have here in the UPSL Georgia Premier Division.
Yeah, and I'm looking now. Look at where Alex is, number 9. Look who's with him.
Yeah, you see, he's got somebody right on his hip now, number 15.
He's shadowing him. This is something we said would have to happen.
And you see they did make some – I can definitely see that the Rovers did make a few changes at the half. Again, dealing with some equipment inflation issues with some of those soccer balls.
Yeah, those balls have seen a lot of action this season. Some of them aren't holding their pressure, I guess.
I'll have to make a visit to Score's website to pick up some new UPSL game balls.
Yep. Score Sports, of course, the official partner with the UPSL, providing the game balls and also the shoulder patches that the teams wear.
There's a handball by Los Tigres right about midfield. Rovers on the attack. Just taken out from underneath, clobbered. I believe that was number 10, Jimmy Noel. That I can't see who that was, but I think that was Jimmy Noel that got taken out.
Yeah,
yes, that is Jimmy
10,
Noel
yep.
that got taken out there. He looks to be okay. But definitely exactly what we saw in the first half. Los Tigres continuing to be aggressive.
Well, I'll tell you what, compared to the first half, this half has started out very slowly. Which
Yeah,
is
we're almost 2 minutes in and no goals have been scored.
Yet. And Rovers kind of on the front foot, although, yeah, they still have the possession.
Got away with a bit of a foul there by Los Tigres, but cough up the ball, able to get a
quickly.
paw on it.
I don't know. That looked like the keeper did roll into the attacker.
It's going to be a corner.
But again, yeah, Rovers looking a little bit more lively this second half.
You definitely know that general manager Ayub Aloui was very, very vocal at halftime with his players.
Yeah, to midway through that half, the gaffer, Aloui, was in the press box monitoring the game, but he went down to the sidelines. And we can guess what was going on there.
It's going to be a throw in for the Rovers. Nice long throw into the box, but cleared away by Los Tigres. Rovers have possession for just a moment. That ball just sent forward.
So far now, Rovers doing what they need to do. They're holding possession. They're the ones threatening an attack so far, and attacking places at least. And if they're going to get back into this, which can happen, as we've seen in the past 2 weeks with these teams, you got to start with the possession and securing your back line. You know, so far we've seen adjustments for both of those things. They're marking the number 9, Alex, now, although he's walking free right now. But they're going to have to tighten up on him.
Rovers so far with a couple throw-in opportunities.
That's good. Nice long shot.
Long shot, but easily maintained by the keeper, number 31, Ben, and he sends that ball forward. It is unusual for us. We're commonly used to seeing Jojo Sandoval be the keeper in between the sticks for Los Tigres. He's been working really hard in the management part of Los Tigres for their reserves. So he's been playing double duty this season.
Yeah, he's an integral part of the club in both coaching and playing. Oh, to the middle. He's got the header. Oh,
and
wow.
It finds a way into the net. It just holds on.
Unbelievable. You didn't see it come in, and when it was looping down, you thought maybe the goalkeeper has that covered, but it fell right in underneath that bar, just beyond the grass.
We'll take a look at that on the replay. We see here, it's a good throw in by number 17. Kind of missed by the defense, and it heads, and it just somehow finds a way into the back of the net. That coming from number 22 for the Rovers.
Yeah, you can
Jair
see
Lopez.
You can see the keeper did step forward in anticipation of challenging, but he stopped, and that's when the ball came looping in over his head, and he couldn't get back to position himself to tip it over the bar at all.
6-3 now. Los Tigres over Atlanta Rovers.
If you're going to start to get back into this game, that is the perfect way to do it.
That is one of the nastiest, horrible throw-ins I've ever seen. That wasn't even close to being a legitimate throw-in from Atlanta Rovers.
Oh, nice little move there. Yeah, we've had a lot of talks about those things. Oh.
And he's upset because he felt he was fouled because his boot came off a little bit. Ball sent forward by the Rovers. Sandoval was able to send it forward, but it goes right back to the Rovers. They take a shot, and it goes out wide, and that is going to be a goal kick.
So the question is, where was this in the first half for Rovers? They're looking good now.
Well, I think it took that tongue lashing from Ayub to get them moving in the right direction.
I guess sometimes you got to give the Alex Ferguson treatment. the hairdryer treatment at halftime and just see if that will motivate your guys. And so far, as we've seen, it has.
Rovers trying to do something, lose possession at halfway. Mauricio
look at that
trying to
space.
send the ball forward. He's able to do so, gets it over to Niles, number 22. He's trying to dance his way through the box. He's not able to get around that defender, and it goes out for a goal kick.
Now, there's some defending that worked. You know, they got through. Now, the approach play, there was a lot. He was in acres of space in the middle of the pitch running towards there, but there was once it got into that final third, they did close it down and managed to get him to turn it over.
Rovers able to maintain possession. Slides it up on that right-hand side. Tries to slot it into the box, not able to do so. Cleared away by Los Tigres.
What I'm seeing more now, Larry, what I didn't see in the first half is even in the attacking, when the ball is loose or when it's getting to a Los Tigres player, they're closing down quickly. That's something they didn't do. Oh!
There's a mistake there by the keeper, but he finds somehow a little bit of luck.
That could have gone in.
That was a simple tap in that from the Rovers, and it would be 4-6.
Just what I was saying. They're there. They're putting themselves in position now where they weren't in the first half and taking advantage of what potentially could be like a mistake there.
Got an extra ball on the field. They'll clear it out. And you can already see that the Los Tigres keeper is using up every second that he can get away with, the center official. And that ball goes out, and it's going to be a throw for Atlanta Rovers.
Now, this is the Rovers team I'm used to seeing.
Yeah, I was expecting a far more aggressiveness from them in that first half than what we're seeing in the second half. But you see, they did make some changes.
Oh, look at
here's
that.
an opportunity. Mbamio gives it away.
Oh.
Shot taken. And he just pulls it wide.
Nice work from Rovers there. Very optimistic. Yeah, that's on the side. Yeah, so, you know, even the rebound, the way that they're coming in and supporting the attack is making a difference right now. And now it's time for Club the Strongest to be, you know, kind of shell-shocked.
Again, that was another opportunity for Jair Lopez, number 22, as Mbamio laid it off. And
Rovers have
just
found
pulled it.
themselves. Yeah.
Strongest have kind of slowed down a little bit. Nice long throw into the box yet again, this time cleared away by Los Tigres.
Look at her, how he challenged for the ball, got it back.
Immediately,
Quick pass.
heads are up, looking for a pass forward.
Nice shot.
Shot taken. Just
very
pulled
close.
it.
Already a number of opportunities for Rovers, and they continue to play like this. Of course, they can get back into this game.
Los Tigres get us back underway.
There,
Here
Alex
in the
Mark.
57th minute.
Now Rovers has somebody on each one of the attackers shadowing them, which makes it difficult for Club the Strongest to have that lead pass come through. Here we go.
Ball up to Mbamio, and he gets it into the back of the net. Another goal for Mbamio.
Wow.
That's a hat trick for Mbamio.
Unbelievable.
Let's take a look at that again, Dre. You see here, high press, gain possession, slotted over to Mbamio, and he's just one-times it into the back of the net. 4-6.
10-goal thriller.
And
we
they
just
are
began the
not
second half.
about done. We're only approaching the 58th minute. This has just been a treat to watch.
At 6-4, it's anybody's ball game. Right now, the way Rovers is playing, they're playing with the same dominance that Club the Strongest did in the first half. How many times? Oh, here again. He's in again.
And Mbamio looking for a fourth one. He's trying to pull a Junior Sandoval. Score 4 goals in one match.
He saved that in. I thought that went out, but AR says nope, it's in.
Is there any chance that Mbamio can score as much or maybe even more? He's not going to be offside, but he's not.
Oh!
It's going to be called offside. He was offside.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
They're screaming on the Rover side saying that he wasn't, but he was offside.
He was out,
He was offside from the moment that play began.
Right.
Even though that ball was slotted back to him, that would have been official from the moment that play started. He was offside.
Yeah, I think the referee got that correct. But again, Rovers got their tails up here.
Rovers are on the march, trying to get it up to Mbamio yet again, but this time,
boy, almost went outside the box there.
Yeah, he was definitely threading the needle there.
Yeah, I think they smell a little blood in the water.
Los Tigres. And remember, Atlanta Rovers do not need to win this match. They only need a draw.
Yeah, so basically if they score 2 goals and keep a clean sheet in the second half, they would have done the job.
Oh, here's an opportunity for Los Tigres. Good ball slotted through. Not able to do anything with that. Oh, is that going to be a foul? It's going to be a penalty for Los Tigres.
I don't know.
Let's take a look at that again.
Let's take a look at it again. It looked like a fair challenge, but I could be wrong.
Let's take a look at this. Slide the ball over to Niles. Niles stops play, comes up, gains possession, tries to get around the defender, and the defender just holds him up. I think that's more theatrics than anything.
Yeah, it looked like he made a meal of that. And at the angle the referee is looking, maybe it looked that way, but from this angle, he jumped into the defender and fell down. But it doesn't matter. It's been called, and so this is an opportunity.
And the captain, Sandoval, hands the ball over to Mauricio Cross. Mauricio having the opportunity of this penalty take.
What can a goalkeeper do here?
Verifying the position of the penalty spot, because, you know, we are dealing with football lines, so they have to double check it. Center official does. Mauricio. And it's in the back of the net for Mauricio Cross.
Well done.
And it is now 7-3, Los Tigres.
No stopping that one.
No. We'll take a look at it one more time. Mauricio lines up, does a little bit of a stutter step, and simple as you like.
Yeah, just really use power.
Yeah,
almost down the middle.
When it gets down to it, pick a spot and hit it as hard as you can.
Yep.
That's exactly what John and I were speaking about yesterday when there was a penalty in the Kalanji Pro Profile North Georgia match. Just pick a spot and just hit it.
Wow, 7 goals from Club the Strongest.
7-4, Los Tigres over Atlanta Rovers here at Tara Stadium on this beautiful Sunday afternoon, Memorial Day weekend here in Atlanta, Georgia.
We saw 7 goals
We thank you for coming along with the ride.
Saw 7 goals scored yesterday. I didn't think we'd see it again today.
Yeah, these last 2 matches are just jam-packed. And here you had just a simple match of a 2-2 draw between the Atlanta United and he could see a yellow card for that. Is he going to? because the Los Tigres player knocked that ball away. Number 9, Alex.
Yeah, I'm surprised there's not a yellow
Yeah,
shown
I'm really
for that.
surprised that the center official did not give him a yellow card for that.
He's explaining something to the Rovers player, but yeah, keep an eye on that one. You know, as this game goes on.
These two teams know each other well. They competed in the Regional Cup finals before the start of this spring season. Rovers pulling off the win.
Oh,
here's a chance. Again, a good aggressive attack by the Rovers, but a foul is going to be committed. Possession for Los Tigres right there in the center. They opt to drop it back, let the keeper take. There's going to be a substitution
Linesman is called over the center ref.
Yeah, they're having a conversation. There's going to be a yellow card that's going to be issued to someone on the bench for the Rovers. I'm not quite sure. I think it might be for Mr. Ayub,
the general manager for the Rovers. He might have.
I think he's trying to get a verification as to why. Number 7 for the Strongest is going to be wanting to come on. I do not know the name of it. They did not give us their substitution names for today. We apologize. He's going to be taking the place of Steve Ramirez, number 19.
Interesting events taking place here. This interruption can't really be good for Atlanta Rovers. Now here comes the referee again.
Another conversation.
Over to the fourth official this time. Of course, the Rovers coach wants to come over and
to the manager. To the coach of the Rovers. They're having a discussion about something that transpired.
Yeah, first a meeting with the AR, and now a meeting with the fourth official. Things getting a little strange here. And I see he's pulling out.
He's making
a card.
He's going to give him a yellow card and a red card for
that's Ayub.
Ayub.
Yeah.
That's one of the stranger decisions.
It's got to be dissent, I'm sure. Ayub is a very passionate person, and what he sees out there must be distressing. And some of those calls were a little bit strange in his eyes, maybe. And
you saw that. You saw. We were just talking about it, where number 9 Alex threw the ball away, delayed the game, and he didn't receive a card for anything.
Right.
Something was transpiring between the AR on this side with the Atlanta Rovers staff and the fourth official getting involved as well.
Yeah, the problem with that could be that, that type of interruption after Rovers had been doing so well could interrupt that rhythm that they had going. Oh,
just able to hang on to that was 99 Cameron.
That was a tough back pass. That could have gone back for a own goal.
Rovers trying to fight their way out of this press from Los Tigres, able to do so. Able to move the ball forward, somehow maintain possession. Tried to slot it to Mbamio, but not able to do so. Quickly tried to counterattack, but he was offside. But since the keeper sent the ball forward, they didn't elect
played advantage
to play it.
Oh, got a little space off to this right side. That was a strange sequence of play there.
Yeah, and a little bit of the Atlanta Rovers player was trying to say that he was impeded and he should have received a foul, and then that ball ends up getting sent forward and bounced off And this is going to be a substitution for Atlanta Rovers. Number 7 is getting ready to come on to the field. I believe number 7 will.
Yeah, and then
He's going to be replacing number 19, Aguero Duran. So a bit of some aggression between both sides, a little bit of antics on both sides. It's gotten a little less than what we were seeing. We've been seeing so many goals here in the 68th minute.
well, I got to say all these recent stoppages has really quelled the Rovers attack. And
They were on the front foot there for a moment. Now number 18, ball sent forward. Can he get there? No, he can't, but he's going to push the defender, number 20. That's going to be Sebastian Sandoval. As he was clearing the ball, the Rovers player pushed him down. Could he end up getting a yellow card for that?
it doesn't look like he's going to get anything. There's a little bit of mouthing off that's going.
Rovers are starting to come unglued, calling for a staff to look at Sandoval.
Yeah, I think Rovers need to hold their head a little bit. They've been doing well this second half. There's plenty of time left. You don't want to lose your head and lose control of the match. And these stoppages, from the manager getting a red card and a lot of the mouthing off at the referee is only serving Club the Strongest.
Yeah, because you know how emotional this game is.
Oh, yeah.
And
you got to use it in a positive way, though.
You want the focus to be what's happening on the pitch, not the staff that are on the edges.
Right.
Don't worry about, if we've been through this beautiful game for many decades now, and if you're not getting the call, then you got to work that much harder to get the call.
Yes.
You buckle down, you put your head down, you push forward, you fight for the ball, you gain possession.
Yeah, I mean, that's the next logical thing. Arguing with the referee is not going to change the call.
And this is another thought. Just what was it? Just a week or so ago, with a challenge, FC Birmingham when they were playing Vinotinto, just a simple foul committed on Ryan Hepp. He falls, rolls, and injures his ankle in almost a similar fashion as this incident here with Sandoval.
Right.
And unfortunately, Hepp is going to be out probably for several months. He'll probably miss most of, if not all of, the fall season with that ankle injury. We hope him, we wish him the best.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing that can happen. And again, like you said earlier, you still have to play the game. And we saw how this half started. Rovers looked like they were going to just roll right back into this game with 2 quick goals, and they were dominating. But then the fouls and then the arguing started, and the red card, that's cooled things off. Yeah. And now the rhythm is gone, and so if they're going to get back to that, what they started in the second half, they got to start over again.
Yeah. And we know, like we were saying, with these two teams that played against each other in the Regional Cup just a few months ago before the start of the season, there is a rivalry with these two teams, and it can get heated at times.
Yes, I mean it's wonderful though to see the competition, to see the rivalries that are developing.
Luckily, it does look like there might be a bit of a shoulder or some sort of an elbow injury for Sandoval, and he has already taken off his captain's band, given it to Mauricio.
Yeah, I think it might have been the way he fell.
Yeah, he definitely took a tumble.
Turf.
And you got to remember, this turf, it does not give when you hit that ground. It is concrete underneath of it, and it does not give you any type of a soft fall.
Yeah, it's a beautiful field and everything, but the mechanics of the construction of the field is very, very firm. And
Number
so,
2 is going to replace Sandoval in the defense.
now let's see who gets the rhythm back now. Here comes Rovers.
Rovers are going to try to instantly attack now that the captain and center back for Los Tigres is out of the match. Trying to slot it over to in the middle, trying to get it over to Mbamio, not able to do so, but able to hold possession, send the ball forward. This time a nice run out by 31 Ben for Los Tigres, grabs that ball. That's what you want from your keeper. Own his space.
That's the kind of thing, too, that can help settle your defenders, too.
Long ball forward. Niles able to control it.
Nicely
But
done
the
by
defense,
the goalkeeper
yeah,
there.
great job by the defense and by the keeper, Cameron, as that ball was a bit
Ooh, high boot.
oversent to him, but he was able to control it and get it back forward. Oh, try to get the ball around the defender. Clattered into 2.
Now he needs to get up. That's not a foul. He needs to get up and get
No,
back
you're
into
not
the
going to
action.
get. You're not going to get one like that. Yes, Niles did get a penalty from Los Tigres, but
You can't play like that, though.
Niles looking to find a way around, not able to do so. Alex almost got it, slots it over, and it finds its way into the
no.
net due to a deflection from the defender. Los Tigres.
Oh, man.
And
It's
and
hard
he
to
ends
watch
up-
that.
And he ends up cramping as he scores that goal. Let's take a look at that one more time, Dre.
Yes. I mean, you had the feeling that might happen as they were going around.
See
but
here,
again,
the ball slides over. It bounces
off
off of the defender.
Yeah, that's
and
an on
into
goal.
the back of the net.
That's going to be an on goal.
8-4, because he also cramped up as that happened. It deflected off. It looked like number 15, it looked like number.
Oh, man.
Looked like number 15 of the Rovers, the defense.
Just threw the goalkeeper off completely. But again, like I said before, Rovers have lost the initiative now.
Yeah, it is all, especially with dealing with what happened with the general manager, Ayub, getting sent off the pitch, red card. And now
Looks like the goal scorer is not going to be able to continue, it looks like.
it's going to be a sub. Looks like number 3 is going to be coming on for
The goal scorer, yeah, he is coming on for him.
It's going to be substituted by number 3. Unfortunately, again, I do not have names for the substitutes for Los Tigres.
I'll tell you what, if you got an injury and you have to go out, that's not a bad way to do it, by scoring a goal.
You know, and it's one of the things I've noticed, and I believe, you know, one of the players that was one of the midfield engines for Los Tigres the last few seasons was Hakazamana, and he's been sitting on the bench for them.
Yeah, a lot of
You know,
these.
since Mauricio's come in, he's definitely taken away that position of the midfield engine.
Oh, it's got an opening down the middle. Closed up pretty quickly, though. Yeah, a lot of what determines what happens on game day happens during training. And those are things that we don't typically see. Difference between being on the bench and being in the starting 11, or even being relegated to the reserve squad that they have. Both of these teams have. But Rovers needs to try to reset. You know, oddly enough, I think that if they had continued in the way that they had, here we go.
Here's an
now
opportunity
Alex
by
is
Alex, all alone, trying to get around 3 defenders. Slots it over to Niles.
Ooh.
Just deflected it enough, and it's going to go out for a corner for Los Tigres.
He was loosely being marked, and they did catch up to him again, but, you know, he's just – they have no answer for him.
Yeah, he has just given this Atlanta Rovers squad all that they could want and then some. Number 14 is going to be coming on for Atlanta Rovers. Harden, he is going to be replacing, I believe.
Number 8, I believe.
Number 8, Montero.
Eight to 4.
Jacob is on the ball here. Let's see what he can do. Going to try an outswinger. Quick ball into the box, but cleared away by the Rovers. Can the Rovers counterattack?
Oh.
Grab there by number 3. Just enough of a hold.
And goalkeeper called for it.
Yeah. Cameron had to get that ball out fast. Down this right-hand side, here comes the attack of the Rovers, and that is going to be a foul from the defender. And a yellow card is going to be issued. That's going to go to number 14, Lucas. Really haven't called his name so far for Los Tigres, but he definitely earned a call there.
I just think right now it's just a bridge too far for Rovers, giving up those goals after getting a couple back. Kind of killed off the game a little bit. I mean, there's still 12 minutes that they can work with, but they need 4 just to tie.
Gusto over the ball. Tries to send it to the back. Cleared away by defense. And that's going to go out for a goal kick.
Oh, goal kick. Huh? Thought it took it a deflection, but again, I was wrong.
So here we are in the 80th minute here at Tara Stadium. It is currently 8-4. Los Tigres, Club the Strongest, over Atlanta Rovers FC. Larry, we were here alongside Andre Bomar, bringing you all the action for the Atlanta Soccer Media Group.
Yeah, I think right now Rovers need to be thinking about trying to do something with the goal difference situation.
And look at Mauricio just being able to dance his way through the defense. That should be a yellow card issue for number 18 as well.
Especially for the, I mean, there was the push down, and then the guy who I didn't see who it was who kicked the ball at the player.
Yeah, that should be. I'm surprised that there's.
Very poor to see. Referee's doing a really good job of keeping things cool. Rocio's not really very happy about that, obviously.
Yeah, I'm really kind of surprised that there wasn't any cards issued there.
I am too, although
because Mauricio was just dancing through the defense and just frustrating the Rovers.
Yeah, the AR is talking to the referee. I don't know if he's pointing anything out.
And I believe that their number 13, you know, I was just talking about him. I believe 13 is Hakazamana for the Strongest. He is about to come on. Let's see who he's going to replace. We have 2 subs for the Rovers. Number 16 and number 12. Burrell and Tristan are going to be coming on. Looks like Jimmy Noel's day is done. I didn't see who was the other one. I believe it might have been Augusto whose day is done for the Rovers.
Yeah, I think they're going to try to, both sides look like they want to play out this game, but, you know, this is the kind of thing that that can cause a game to spiral out of control.
Especially with that foul coming right in front of the Rovers bench.
Yeah, I saw people stand up, but they didn't come onto the field, thankfully. Good
turn by the Rovers. Sending the ball forward. They're getting a lot of open space over here on this left flank.
Yeah, like I said, Rovers still need to think about, getting a score or two just to do something, keep that goal difference.
And this is, like we said, this is definitely going to make things interesting when it comes to the positions.
I'm pretty sure a Rovers team has never given up 8 goals since being in the UPSL. Nice flick on. Not quite good enough, is it? Or
Rovers with the ball. We're in the 83rd minute. Strongest 4 up on the Rovers, 8-4. The Rovers starting to get a little desperate in their attempts of challenges.
I hope they do keep their heads. They have to also remember, you don't want to start getting to where you're getting into a situation where you get a red card or get suspended for fighting or anything like that. You do have the playoffs coming, and you still have another week to play this out. And so Rovers losing this game is not the end of the world. They're still in the playoff spot. It just puts a little bit more pressure on next week for both of these teams.
Oh, it's definitely going to really shake up championship weekend next week.
Yeah, we'll find out who's going down. We'll find out who wins the division and who's going to be in the playoffs and where.
Again, center ref telling.
Stop walking forward for the throw in.
Well, as a player, you try to gain every yard you can on those throw-ins. Look at the movement.
Oh, nice movement
there from Los Tigres. Jacob just dancing through.
Oh, couldn't get.
Good battle. Alex able to fight off the ball. Mauricio just didn't elect to send that ball forward. Held on to it a little too long.
Yeah, it's off the flag is up.
Yeah, go ahead. Offsides.
Yeah, you can see him float in the offside position. He tried to get back, but it was too late.
Mauricio goes down. He's still feeling the effects of that hard challenge just a minute ago. Number 5 for Los Tigres coming on. He's going to be replacing number 14, Lucas. Mauricio getting helped up, getting a little bit of a cramp. He's being asked to go to the sideline by the 4th official. He's going to give the captain ban over to the keeper, Ben. I expect he's probably going to be subbed here very quickly.
Come out. Yeah, he doesn't look 100% for any stretch of the imagination here.
You got to remember that Mauricio, when he was playing for Seas United a couple of seasons ago, had an awful knee injury that took him out for quite a while. And he's a player that plays right on the line when it comes to physicality. And
yeah, he came back to the first team still in rehab.
Yeah, but he wants to play. He wants to play every single game. Here's an opportunity. He's going to be offsides. Mbamio. Here's going to be a substitute, number 23. I believe he's going to be replacing Mauricio. Mauricio's had a fantastic day. Some of those passes from the early in that first half were just absolutely world class.
There he goes. Done his job today, Mauricio.
23 coming on board again. Unfortunately, we do not have the names of the substitutes for Los Tigres.
Apologize to them and their families who probably would like to hear their names.
Yeah, would love to hear.
Oh, nice outlet to the right.
Again, moving this ball on the right-hand side. They're just not able to do anything with it, Atlanta Rovers.
Yeah, the second half attempt that started so well for them kind of went off the rails there. First with some questionable calls from their eyes, and where they stopped playing and started to mouth off at the referee, and then, of course, the red card. And you kind of lose it mentally, and it translates to giving up 2 goals, and you're back out it again.
We're here in the 87th minute, getting ready to get into the 88th minute. Again, probably expect to see 2 or 3 minutes of stoppage time due to the substitutes and the goals. Maybe even as much as 4 or 5.
Yeah, at this point, like I said before, the only thing that Rovers can work on is making sure that the goal difference doesn't get out of control and maybe chip that back a little bit.
Again, the fourth official getting an earful from the Rovers coach.
Yeah, I never like to see that. I think that you have to play the game. You know, you can't – what's going to be accomplished by mouthing off at the referee? Is it going to help with calls for your team?
Nice long ball, but easily grabbed by the keeper of Los Tigres. This is what their parent company in Bolivia wanted to see. They wanted to see some fight from these Tigers. And they got it and then some today. Their Bolivian parents sitting at the top of the table down there in Bolivia. And there's a mistake.
Oh, there's a mistake.
A little bit of a sloppy clearance. The keeper coming out all the way to send that ball forward. He's going to end up earning, I believe they're going to, is they going to say it was a throw? Or no, they're going to say it was a corner.
What?
I'm not sure how the AR, especially the AR all the way on this far side, how he called that a corner. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, maybe I'm looking at it. Maybe it was an optical illusion for me, but it must have gone out before
I think he's trying to say it went out the back.
Yeah. Before he came around.
Clattered there by the Los Tigres player, but no foul. They're on the attack. 3-on-2.
He's going to go all the way.
He elects to just run straight down. He should have slotted that ball over either to his left or his right. He had choices all around him.
That's good defending, I got to say. Los Tigres, they had all the advantage there. Oh, behind them. Oh.
Still somehow found a way through. But here's another attack from Los Tigres. Oh, and that's an awful challenge by the Rovers player.
Yeah, I don't think
it's got to be a yellow.
Intent.
Definitely,
yeah, got
the center's got it out.
He had no choice. I don't think it was particularly malicious, but it was poorly timed.
Yellow card going to be issued to number 14, Harden, for the Rovers. We are getting into the final stages of this match. 90th minute. Atlanta Rovers getting stunned here by Los Tigres. 8-4. They were definitely coming into this match. You would say, Dre, that they were considered the favorites.
Oh, yeah.
Cleared away by the Rovers. But again, sent forward. And this time, just not able to get to it is number 9, Alex. And that's going to go out for a throw for the Rovers. Let's see if we can get a better throw this time. That's a more proper throw.
I tell you, Alex has been a real beast there for Club the Strongest. And
that's going to be a throw for the Rovers.
Wow.
What do we got going on here?
Completely unnecessary.
Slow it, and this is what I was afraid of.
Yeah, see, this is what I mean. You're going and you're doing this in game 8. You got another game. You're going to get some you're going to get some suspensions here.
That was. We know that these two teams are very passionate, big rivals, and
that's just plain stupid. What is that going to do? You're throwing the guy down, and that's going to help how?
And especially the fact that you threw down one of the staff. You know, this is going to be reviewed by
you're talking
the rules board, and you're going to see penalties. You're going to see fines.
Yeah, I mean, that type of violence from a player can be more than a game or two. That could be 6 months. You know, the league is clamping down hard on these types of events. And with the way that the game is turning out, why get involved in something like this?
And I would expect to see more than just yellows issued.
Yeah, referee's getting all the information. He's writing it all down.
We saw the first yellow issue, or the first red issued just to General Manager Ayub. And remember, there is security here as required by the Premier Division. So any type of assaults or anything like that, they will be handled.
The entire referee crew is coming to give information. This could be really bad for both clubs.
Yeah, because like we're saying, for when you talk about Los Tigres, this result is giving them an opportunity to have a chance in the final round. Here comes the red card issued.
One.
Yes, we were expecting that.
See ya.
Going to be a red card for, I believe, let's see who that is.
Fully
that is
deserved.
number 25, Augusto.
And he needs to not mouth off, because this is going into the referee report, and that's going to go to the disciplinary committee. So if he's continuing to talk to him, they're just going to add more suspension on.
Yeah, this is just
That's
unnecessary.
ridiculously
And then he throws
poor.
off his captain's band at his own staff. I mean, that's just, and we've seen Augusto. Augusto, he played for Seas United. He played for Potros. He knows this league. I believe he even played for Atletico Atlanta for a spell. I mean, it's just unnecessary.
Looks like one red card. I didn't see any other cards.
But
But
no,
that
only one
first
card
was
issued. That was that red card there.
And it was the instigation for everything else. So he's already referred or referenced with his AR and the fourth official. Even the AR across the field came over.
They all gave their information about what they saw transpired.
Yeah, the crews have done a great job. As the team's in discipline, that's a problem.
Again, you know that the disciplinary board is going to review this video, and I would expect to see some
stupid.
Some definite suspension time and some fines issued. To probably both teams expect some sort of, going to be a little bit offsides there. We are now in the 95th minute.
It's an offside call.
But we're also dealing with multiple minutes of delay due to that little ruckus.
Oh,
mistake
miscue.
there by Harden.
Nice
Harden
recovery.
just trying to body the player off, and it's going to be called a foul against Harden. It's going to be a free kick for Los Tigres.
Yeah, I'm not going to fault him for that. I mean, it was a miscue. He came back and fought his way to prevent that attack from happening. He did what he had to do in that situation.
And he's going to go ahead and call time, the center official.
Yeah,
probably the best choice to do. We end this Memorial Day weekend in this little bit of a blockbuster match with a final score: Los Tigres 8, Atlanta Rovers FC 4. Dre, just get your thoughts on this whole entertaining match.
First and foremost, Atlanta Rovers have nobody to blame but themselves. You know, they're going to be blaming referees and different things, maybe, one or two of them maybe. But at the end of the day, they need to go into the locker room and go look in the mirror and ask themselves why did they play the way they did in the first half and the half of the second half. Club the Strongest came and did what they needed to do today. They got the victory. They got a big victory, did something to the goal difference, and mentally they've done it. And so now, you know, even now we got people still jawing at each other. And what can happen?
Again, you know, this is something
there's
that
no need
the
for
board
this.
is going to look at.
Yeah, there's no need for
and
this. You're close to the playoffs. Do you want to get suspended going into the playoffs.
And it's something that both of these squads
Ridiculous.
need to eliminate. You need to eliminate the emotional parts of this. You can see Mauricio with his ankle iced up. But let's talk about the table. When we look at the table, with this win, what it does is it now puts Club the Strongest 1 point out of the playoffs. They're 1 point out. Now,
yes,
the goal differentials are going to change a little bit. They're going to go from -5 down to -1, and that also the Rovers are going to go from 6 down to 2.
Right, so it's right there. So it depends on
it's
what
three.
next.
So now it's down to 3-goal difference between Atlanta Rovers FC and Club the Strongest. And then when we look at the matches for next week, we can see it's all going to come down to championship weekend next Saturday. You've got Kalani. Now, you do know that the Rovers have one game in hand. They have to play Kalanji Pro Profile on Tuesday.
That's not going to be easy.
And it's not only is it not going to be easy, you got to deal with the ramifications of the discipline from this match.
And that's going to be severe, from what I can tell. Now, I'm not on the disciplinary committee. I do work with the UPSL in an admin position, but you know, when you see that type of thing, and the history that has shown me that the league is not very tolerant of that type of behavior. And, you know, you got to keep your head. You've already lost the game.
Yes.
What exactly are you trying to accomplish by doing that? And so that's going to be a factor.
Exactly, and then some. And then if Kalanji finds a way over the Rovers on Tuesday and it stays at a 1 point differential going into championship weekend, Rovers will be taking on Vino Tinto. That's not going to be an easy match.
That's not easy.
And the Strongest will be taking on Atlanta City. You would figure that Strongest would be considered, Los Tigres, they'd be considered the favorites in that matchup.
Yeah, I mean, from the evidence that I see today, I don't think there's any certainty that Atlanta Rovers is actually going to make the playoffs.
And coming into this season, we were expecting them to have the title at the end of the regular season.
Yeah, that was my pick. You know, as poorly as I picked teams this year, because I had LGSA up there challenging as well, and boy, that was a terrible prediction by me. But
yeah, and if Vino Tinto could come away with because Vino Tinto needs that win. If Vino Tinto can come away with that win over the Rovers, then they could find themselves above the relegation zone, and LGSA will be locked into relegation. The Vino Tinto needs a draw.
It's amazing.
Or a win. For the Rovers, if they lose the next match against Kalanji and they draw to Vino Tinto, Strongest could beat Atlanta City and find their way into the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's critical. It's critical now. So a lot of eyes are going to be on the midweek game with Kalanji. Kalanji is going to be favored in this game.
Yes, and it's their home game.
Yeah.
It's a home game for them. They're going to
have all their guys. They got all the guys back from MLS Next competition that were missing this past weekend in the game that they won 7-3. And so they're going to be even more potent in attack than they were this past weekend. And Atlanta Rovers has shown that they don't really work really well with that back three, with the personnel that they have. Are they going to fix that before the weekend, before the midweek? I don't know.
Because you got to worry about, you've got some of those, those players that were at MLS Next. You've got your Anthony Sumos and your Patrick Okwankos. Now you've got Junior Sandoval on a tear with 4 goals yesterday.
Oh, he's feeling it. Yeah.
Yeah. So now you've got an absolute attack coming from Kalanji. They're going to have the back line, their normal back line that they're used to seeing. Tacha will be in there. You'll have the starting keeper will be back. So Kalanji is going to give Rovers everything that they can handle Tuesday night.
Yeah, I firmly believe that Kalanji is still pissed off about the Atlanta United game. And, they're probably not real happy about the first half against North Georgia either.
Yeah, they got really, really embarrassed there at Atlanta United. And they definitely, and you know, I got a chance to talk to Coach Brito yesterday with North Georgia after the match, and he said that his squad watched that match against Atlanta United, took notes. They worked on what was successful for Atlanta United. They implemented it that first half, and unfortunately, due to injuries and due to some personnel problems, they allowed Kalonji into that match, and they ran away with the victory.
Well, definitely a subject, I think, for the midweek podcast we'll have for Center Circle this week. A lot to talk about is for the Premier Division at both ends of the table. But, I think that Rovers did a lot of damage to themselves today, put themselves against the wall. They're technically in a playoff place, but I think that they have put themselves in a between a rock and a hard place, because we're going to wait and see what kind of suspensions come down, what can happen, because there's video evidence. And so even though, I mean, the referee report has a lot to say about it, but there could be additional suspensions if the league sees this and deems other things need to happen. I've seen it happen before. And so, it's something else to see. It's very disappointing to see that. Hopefully both teams will learn from this, that, you know, you got to keep your head.
Yeah. At
this level. This isn't rec ball. You know, these guys are supposed to be professionals. And so we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. But, you know, for all those viewing out there, stay tuned to ASMG. We're going to be covering all the action. We also have Division I, some compelling races in that competition as well for promotion. UMA, of course, doing well. And for those who've been watching and keeping track of Division I, the big surprise is Middle Georgia United, who are now in second place in Division I, with an opportunity. They have a game against UMA to finish out the season coming up. And so that's going to be something else. Two teams are coming up from Division I at the end of the season, will be promoted. So, you know, UMA looks like the favorite to have that automatic promotion, and then the winner of the playoff, the Division I playoff, will be the second team that will be promoted. So all to see. Lots of great action coming up. We got the Women's Community Shield next Saturday as well. That's going to be between North Georgia United Women and Laminio Women. And so that's going to be up at Riverbend Park. We might be able to provide you with some video of that as well. We're working on that.
Well, that's going to wrap it up here for this Memorial Day weekend here at Tara Stadium. And always remember, we thank those that have served, we thank those that are continuing to service, and we thank those and their families that gave the ultimate sacrifice.
Yes.
For that being said, for Atlanta Soccer Media Group, I am Larry Weaver. That is Andre Bomar.
Like and subscribe.
And we will see you next time.
This has been a presentation of the UPSL. Any use of this broadcast without the written consent of the Atlantic Soccer Media Group is prohibited.